Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. This is my third video today, and I want to reach out to you because earlier when I made a video, I really wanted to make this one, and I decided, hey, I can make a video on the way out of this trail. And anyway, I do love all of you, and make sure you are taking really good care of yourself. Get plenty of water, get some exercise, be kind to yourself, and also with your emotions is to, to love yourself even when those emotions come up, and not to, like to try to force those emotions out of you, but to, feel them out, and don't react to them. They just will come and go like the clouds. And also make sure you're taking care of yourself spiritually. Do some guided meditations and, exercise. There's all kinds of exercise. Get out in nature. And, last but not least is to take care of your sexual side of you. And, get, not that it has to be very sexual, it's just that there's all different parts of us that we don't want to neglect. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. And also you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be the change that we need to see in this world. And you can also leave a message down below, beep beep beep. You can also, yeah, I got my bell in my backpack, but you can push the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And don't forget, you can share my videos with anyone, your neighbor, your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, friend, the cat down the road. And also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Also, don't forget the playlist. There's a lot of different topics, and I am working on making some short videos. So check me out on short videos. It could be anything. Starlight will put anything out there as far as short videos. So a lot of times it will be animals, or nature, or whatever messages. So check those out too. So here we go. All right. Now, like I said earlier, is I was gonna, when I was making a video, I actually had two different topics going on in my headspace. So I decided, instead of me wasting time, Starlight does not like to waste time, or my energy. And that's why I protect myself, people, make sure I'm not surrounding myself with negative energies out there that people can carry, or unclean spirits, so it is so important to protect your energy. But today I wanted to really talk to you about, are you having a war inside of you? There's times that we might not even be aware that we have a battle that's going on inside of us. And you might wonder, what kind of battle is that? What kind of battle do you have going on inside your head? There's a battle, there's a war out there, and it's not really out there, it's inside. That war is inside of us, and we really have to pay attention. Are you struggling every day? And I learned this when I used to go to church, and I think spiritually they probably would word it but I'm going to word it, a different way than, spiritually wise, because Starlight is learning about spirituality. But are you having a war within? And that is the question. There is a spiritual warfare out in the world, and that has been going on for decades, already. And I knew this a long time ago. And we are at a war. It's the dark and the light, and the love. Yeah, love is always going to win, so love is stronger than hate. And Starlight has a hard time even saying that word, hate. But are you having a war within? Are you struggling day to day to do what's right? And that's the thing, how this goes, is that, you are a spirit being having a human experience, and you are multi-dimensional being having a human experience, so you're multi-dimensional and a spirit being having a human experience. So we're here to learn. We're in school and like a university, kind of funny. I learned that from my mentor, and that is Infinite Waters Ralph Smart. He is a great mentor. If you need help, I really inspire you to check him out. And you just gotta really hang on, because you're gonna go for a ride when you find his YouTube channel, because he dives deep. And also with that is, like I was saying, is you are a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. So we are in school like a university, and we're learning how to be human. And where we have we have that beautiful spirit being inside of us, that part of us will never die. Energy never dies, and that's what we're made out of, is energy, just like God is energy. So energy never dies. So it's like it gets recycled. And with that energy that we have, that spirit being, is we are at war with ourselves, deciding what's right or wrong in our life. And there's your flesh, in which I believe, if I'm right about this, is the flesh is your ego. And your ego, or like the way I learned when I was in church, your flesh and your ego never wants to do anything the right way. It's always going to fight against your spirit. Your spirit is always the part of you that is always wanting to do the right thing. Where, when you want to go eat something, part of you says, let's eat healthy. But, the one you feed the most is the one that wins. And so, like, how do they say it? If you feed that, the wolf, I think it is, if you feed it more, is that one is going to win. So if you're feeding your flesh part of you, your ego, then it's going to win. But if you learn how to feed your spirit, the spirit side of you, your spirit being part of you, that part of you is going to get stronger, and that's when you're going to win the war and be able to, do things that you're happy with when the outcome comes. Like when you learn how to meditate, when you learn how to meditate and you take time out, instead of, like the flesh says, don't do the meditation now, do it later. You might want to go do something, like go take a hike, and I don't want you, hey, don't run away, hey, come back here. No, not that kind of hike, like a hike in the woods, where, you might want to go take a hike out in the woods, get out with Mother Gaia, planet Earth, but then somebody might distract you and say, hey, there's going to be a party, let's, hey, do you want to go? And, so here's that war that you have within. And like I said, the war is not out there like what we think to believe, even though, it is sad that a lot of people have lost their lives, or, like their body parts, because of that war. Not saying that that part is not real, but the war really is within, that we are, the more you feed that spirit, the easier, not that it's going to be easy, but you'll be stronger to not do everything that your flesh wants to do, not to do everything that your ego wants to tell you what to do. Your ego will puff you up and make you feel like you're better than everyone. And, your ego will, Starlight, believe me, Starlight's not perfect. So we all have that every day. But the more you feed that spirit side of you, and I know they have a story, I wish I remembered how that went, is, where, you avoid people that are going to distract you, you go and you check out stuff to do spiritually. You go and take care of yourself physically, make sure you're getting exercise, make sure you're eating healthy. Like when you're in the store shopping for food, the flesh and the spirit are at war at the store. You're at the store and, like I go to Walmart a lot, and I know that's not the greatest store to go into because of what their plan is, for later on. Is, like you could go in any store, but a lot of times, what is the first thing that they have first thing when you walk in, especially with the holidays? Like right now, tomorrow's going to be Easter. What all, besides flowers, they're going to have flowers in the beginning. But, a lot of times they will pop all that candy, all that chocolate, and on that note, on Easter, the Easter Bunny is not the reason why we celebrate Easter, but this is how the Matrix has ruined a lot of families out there, is to always take the focus off of Jesus. It's always been to take the focus off of Jesus, so we should really be focusing on Jesus, tomorrow for Easter, not no stupid bunny rabbit that isn't hopping around putting eggs and hiding. The eggs are not the worst thing. Of course, you might get a high cholesterol with the cholesterol in there, but like a lot of times people will buy their kids a bunch of junk candy, a bunch of garbage, that's not even healthy for them, but I know not every parent does that. Sometimes people go out and they buy their girls beautiful dresses, and in church, people might go to, I know I'm getting off topic, but I did want to hit this a little bit. Church, on Easter Sunday, it's a joke, really, because not everybody goes to church on Easter Sunday because of their true reason why we celebrate Easter. A lot of Starlight used to go to church, so I've seen this, and it happens. People will get all excited. It might be their first time. Maybe they only show up when the holidays are going on at the church, and a lot of people will buy a dress or a suit and go out and buy their kids beautiful suits and beautiful dresses, to go to the church just so people can, notice them and say, wow, look how beautiful. But they might not even live for God after that day. It just is a show. It's just to go in there and like, hey, I arrived. And I have to say on this note is a lot of pastors, they wait for people like those people. How do I know this? Because I've been in churches and they know that people are going to not be real and they're going to be fake, and they're going to go out just to put a show on in the church building, where really the church building is not really, it's not even nothing to do about that. It just, getting together with believers. But the pastors do see this, and so they wait for these opportunities, because that's when they'll put a big guilt trip on these people that come in and they just want to appear, like to, being all beautiful for that one day, but they might not even know why we celebrate, Easter or any of that stuff. So, and I'm so sorry for getting off key here on this whole message here, but that's a part of the flesh. The flesh wants to just, like to feed that part of you, that is going to take you down the wrong way. It's going to puff you up with, dressing up and just going to church just to be seen of man, just so they could say, wow, look at you, you're beautiful, oh, look at your kids, and then they can go back home, take the clothes off, and go back to their normal way of living and not even think about Jesus and not even think of what was going on at that time in the Bible, why we celebrate Easter. So that's all I want to say on that. But that is a part of the flesh and the spirit, is that we're at war within ourselves, like every day, all the time. There's not a minute that goes by that we're not dealing with some kind of decision in our life that we need to make, to, be on that right path that where God wants us, that is going to lead you to prosperity and abundance and happiness and peace and harmony and all that stuff. But, so we're at war all the time within ourselves, the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed, you might be like, like Starlight has issue about waking up in the morning, which I will have a video on that sometime soon, where there's people that wake up early in the morning. They pop out of bed like a jack-o'-lantern, where some of you, might wake up like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you didn't work all night. That's part of the flesh. Part of the flesh just caves in to, hey, whatever, whatever, I'm just going to sleep all day, I'm going to just, what am I going to do today? Hey, I slept all day. I think I'll just watch some TV and, stay inside. And, I know I should do the yard work today, but, I'm going to put that off till tomorrow. That's the flesh. That's a part of us that we're having a war with. And then, the Spirit will say, you ought to do that yard right now, because, like tomorrow it could rain, and, maybe, you're not going to get it done, and, you're going to get upset because it didn't get done like you wanted it to, and now you can't do it the day that you should have because you didn't do it when you should have, and now you have to wait because the ground is wet and all that. So that is what it's like to actually, I gotta just stand here, fighting with the flesh and the spirit, even when it comes to, like people, where I go through this, you could be walking somewhere and meet a whole bunch of people, and there's a part of you that wants to judge people. Then there's the part of you that says, Starlight, you should not do that. Starlight, you love these people. Yeah, I do. I love these people. I'm not going to do that now. Okay. So, you do have to really pay attention to what is going on. And really it has a lot to do with, not my hat, but your thoughts, which are not your own. So we have to recognize when we do get thoughts, how are you responding to your thoughts, or even to people. There's people that will trip us up. And I just met a homeless lady the other day, and I found it interesting how, she admitted, I was surprised, I didn't know her, she didn't have to tell me anything, but she admitted that because she went and, somebody got her in trouble and she ended up in jail. Well, she let that happen. So you got to be on guard. You got to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen, and that you're wise about the decisions, that you make, because they can catch up to you, or, it can cause yourself to get hurt or others. So really pay attention to what kind of thoughts pop in your head, and say, really, should I do that? Is it for my greater good, or is it gonna mess me up? And that is a big problem. What goes on with families as far as being a mom and dad is the flesh, that part of them jumps in a lot. They're like, they want to take shortcuts being a parent, and you can't take a shortcut building into a child, because when you take shortcuts, it ends up being a long cut later on, because you're like, I could have done this when they were younger, but I put it off and I didn't take care of the problem. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I didn't really feel like it. I wanted to have my own time. I wanted to kick back and relax and, unwind. But, like even potty training a child, you got to be right on that. If you're not right on, consistence, that child could be 6-7 years old before it even she or he even potty trains. And that's how the flesh is. The flesh is always telling us to put it, hey, don't do that now, do it later, or, put too much responsibility on the kids when they're not ready for it, because in order to train your child, in this world, we really got to be on top of it all the time, because once you let up, bam, that's when chaos happens. So anyway, I do love you. I hope you really get a lot of help. So who's winning? Is your spirit winning, or is the flesh? Or, is sometimes you're doing really good in the spirit, and other times you're like, because that does happen. Even like I said, when you go in the store and get food, you have a choice to whether you're gonna buy junk food or whether you're gonna buy food that's healthy for your kids and your families. So it is up to you the kind of food that you pick out, and that's where the war, every decision that you make, there could be that war going on inside your head. Like, okay, I have two decisions, or sometimes even more. What am I going to decide? And that's what you got to figure, is what is for the greater good of yourself. What should I decide? What is going to really help me to grow as a human being? Anyway, I do love you. You can give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be a change that you want to see in the world. Also, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep beep beep, and don't forget the notification bell. You can ring the bell. You can push the bell so you can so you don't miss out any videos. And don't forget to check out my playlist, because there's a lot of funky stuff going on in Starlight's playlist. Some people, it was a little too much, wow, Starlight, what happened? So hey, curiosity killed a cat. You could be curious to check these videos out. And also is you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Anyway, I do love you. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Win that war, by letting the spirit guide you, not that flesh. Don't listen to the flesh or your ego. Listen to what your intuition says. I love you so much. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.